So good morning, students. So coming to restrictions. So domain has restrictions as do other testing techniques. They are to be productive. So because they may not reveal bugs in testing, there are no invalid tests, only unproductive tests. Okay, so that means so remaining testing methods is nothing but transaction testing, and we discuss about the data flow testing, so predicate testing. So similarly, the domain testing also domain has restrictions as do other testing techniques. So I hope you all are know the domain. So domain is nothing but it's a boundary. So for example, the x so less than 10. Now the boundary of the x is indicating the only the values of x is less than 10. That means 0, so minus 5 up to 9. Okay. Now, so coming to restrictions, there are, so in previous class we discussed about so coincidental correctness and representative outcome, so partition testing, all come into these restrictions. And we have another one is so simple domain boundaries and compound predicates. So what it means, simple domain boundaries and compound predicates. I hope you all know the predicate. So what is a predicate? So predicate is nothing but condition. So compound is nothing but two conditions, more than one condition. So that's we are called as a compound. Simple domain boundaries and compound predicates. So that means, for example, say x less than 0 and so y less than 10. Let us assume like, okay, so this is the simple boundaries. So x value is less than 0 and y value is less than 10. So compound predicate is nothing but here, so more than one predicate. So boundary is simply defined as an area of coverage in which decision on a program is predicated. Here we define that, so x value is less than 0. So two predicates used for defining a boundary are simple domain boundary and compound predicate. So here we are using two predicates. So mostly simple predicate used to define each boundary of a program in order to avoid inconsistent boundary clauses. So whereas the compound predicates are used in which part of the predicate specifies a separate boundary. That means here, for example, I am taking that x value so greater than or equals to 0 and x less than 17. X less than 17. So just specifies two domain boundaries here. So just specifies so two domain boundaries by one component predicate here. A linear predicate is defined by a linear inequality using only the simple relational operators. I hope you all know the relational operators. Less than, greater than or equals to, less than or equals to, and not equals to. Okay, so a linear predicate is defined by a linear inequality using only the simple relational operators. A more general assumption is that the boundaries can be embedded in a linear vector space. In real testing, asking for a linear vector space so boils down to simple linear predicates. So what it means? So for example, you are taking that x square plus so y square so greater than a square. Okay, the predicate x square plus y square so greater than a square is not a linear in rectangular coordinates, but by transforming to polar coordinates we obtain the equivalent linear predicate r greater than a. Now so this is changed as r greater than a. Okay, so this we are called as a linear vector space. A linear predicate is defined by a linear inequality using only the simple relation operator. So these are the relational operators. A more general assumption is that boundaries can be embedded in a linear vector space. Here the boundaries are there, x value, y value. you are going to find and plus, and that is greater than a square. In real testing, asking for a linear vector space so boils down to simple linear predicates. So now this predicate is reduced as r greater than a. Okay. So next one. So loop-free software. So loop-free software. So actually, when we are doing the testing, we got many bugs in loops only. Okay, so loops-free testing. So loops are problematic for domain testing. The trouble with loops is that each iteration can result in a different predicate expression. If a loop is definite, then domain testing may be useful for the processing with the loop and loop testing. So loops means, so you are writing that in each iteration the condition value will be changed. For example, so I less than 10. In first iteration I value is 0. Let us take that I equals to 0. In next iteration 1, 2, like that. So now the trouble with loops is that each iteration can result in a different predicate expression. So this is the first predicate expression, so 0 less than 10. In next iteration it becomes 1 less than 10. Next iteration 2 less than 10. Okay, so if a loop is definite, then domain testing may be useful for the processing with the loop and loop testing. If you are defining this as a definite, then that may be useful for the processing within the loop and loop testing. Okay, so these are the restrictions. And the next topic is, so this is about domains and paths. So next one is, so nice domains and ugly domains. So nice domains and ugly domains. So next topic, so nice and ugly domains. So what is a nice domain? So nice domain is nothing but the bugs are very minimized. Ugly domains is nothing but the bugs are very high. So that is the bad domain. So first we discuss about nice domains. There are some properties related to domain boundaries. So domain, I hope we all are understand domain. So x less than 0 and x greater than minus 10. Now this x has some boundary. This x has some boundary. So there are some properties related to domain boundaries. So if we satisfy all these properties, if we apply these properties, then it makes the domain testing very simple. Okay, so if we don't apply these properties, then it makes the domain testing very difficult. Okay, that means if there are some properties we discuss in detail. If we apply these properties to this domain easily, then we say that the testing is very simple. The domain testing is very simple. If we don't apply these properties, then it makes domain testing is very difficult. Okay, so this, if we satisfy or if you apply all the properties to a domain, then we call this as a nice domain. Nice domain. If you are not unable to apply these properties to this domain, then we call this as a ugly domain. We call this as a ugly domain. Okay. Now we discuss about the properties. What are the different properties? So we are going to decide uh, whether it is nice domain or ugly domain. Okay, these are the different properties. The first one is two-dimensional domains. So two-dimensional domains. These are linear, complete, systematic, orthogonal, consistently closed, and convex. So two-dimensional domain. If you see this diagram, so two dimensions, rows and columns. For domain 1, 2, the boundaries are v1, u2. For domain D1, D11. For domain D11, the boundaries are V1, U1. Similarly, the domain 2-1, the boundaries are V2, U1. For the domain D2, the boundaries are V2, U2. So now, so by seeing this, we say that this is nice domain. Why? So all the domains are have the boundaries and these are very consistent. Okay. So this we are called as a so nice two-dimensional domains. Nice so two-dimensional domains. Okay. And next property is linear and non-linear boundaries. So linear and non-linear boundaries. So nice domain boundaries are defined by so linear inequalities or equations after interpretation in terms of input variables. Here, just so this is linear boundaries. So these are the linear boundaries. If you observe this diagram, so these are the linear boundaries. And so n dimension hyperplane. In our previous one, so two dimension domains, we have only two dimensions. So these are only the two dimensions. So row and column. So these are the two dimensions for every domain. So but in linear boundaries, we have some more than n dimension hyperplane. Okay, here you are going to perform say n plus 1 points for the n plus 1 test cases. Okay, and we have some non-linear transformation. And next one is so complete boundaries. Complete boundaries. Here, so span the total number of space between so minus infinity to so plus infinity. So this is incomplete domain boundaries. If you observe this diagram, so this is the A, B. So this is the D, E, F. Okay. So here these dotted lines A and E have the gaps. Such boundaries can come about so because the path that hypothetically correspond to them is unachievable. So these are unachievable. So we need so complete boundaries and the span the number space so minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, and next one is so systematic boundaries. Systematic boundaries. So these are the systematic boundaries, means that the boundary inequalities related by a simple functions. Simple functions. Here, so these are the linear inequalities, so differing by a constant. So x, j of x, fj of x, so greater than or equals to kj, or fjx, so greater than g of j comma c. So g of j comma c equals to j plus k into c. Okay, here, so these are the parallel lines and identical sectors in circles and domain testing. Test domain means tests for the domains. Here, so systematic boundaries is nothing but the boundaries inequalities related by a so simple functions such as a constants. Okay, so for example, the domain boundaries for so u and v so differ only by a constant. So next one is orthogonal boundaries. So orthogonal boundaries. Two boundaries are boundary sets. Okay. So every inequality. So here we are taking u and v. So this is the u and v. The u and v boundary sets in this figure are orthogonal. Here if you observe, these are the orthogonal. So that is every inequality in V, so perpendicular to every inequality in U. Okay, these are the V values. All these are the perpendicular to the U values. Okay, so we call this as orthogonal boundaries. So two boundaries or boundary sets so parallel to axis. Okay, the U and V are the boundary sets. Every inequality in V is perpendicular to every inequality in U. The importance of this property cannot be minimized. If two boundary sets are orthogonal, then they can be tested independently. They can be tested independently. Okay, so test, so alpha equals to so big O of n. That means so for example there are 6 boundaries in U. So 6 boundaries in U and 4 boundaries in V. Now you are going to check for test 6 plus 4 equals to 10. So that is big O of n. Okay. So next one, in this orthogonal boundaries, tilde sets. Tilde sets, the transformations here, if you observe that, so these are the tilde sets. Okay, so in the previous one there are perpendicular. Here, so these are the tilde sets. So for this we are taking a test cases big O of n, and so concentric cycles with radial lines. So rectangular coordinates, and here the polars are r greater than or equals to aj and r less than or equals to aj plus 1, and so theta greater than or equals theta j and theta less than theta j plus 1. So this is about orthogonal boundaries. Orthogonal boundaries is nothing but different types of values you are going to take in these orthogonal boundaries. In that, the first one is the perpendicular, and another one is we are taking the tilde sets, another one is concentric cycles with radial lines. So next one, non-orthogonal boundaries. So test intersections big O of n square plus big O of n. Here, so linear, so non-orthogonal domain boundaries. Okay, so if you observe, these are the, so for example, this is x equals to a1, so this is a2, this is a3, this is a4. Now, so these are the y values. So y equals to so k1 plus bx, and y equals to k2 plus bx, and y equals to so k3 plus bx, like this. Okay. Next one, closure consistency. Closure consistency. Here, a simple pattern in all boundary closures. So example, so same relation operator for systematic boundaries. So D1, D2, so D4. So boundary closures are consistent and systematic here. The shaded areas on the boundary so denoted that the boundary belongs to the domain in which shading lies. And next one is convex. So convex domain. So line joining any 2 points so lies within the domain that we are called as a So convex domain. So this is the diagrammatic representation. So domain testing. So n equals to on points and 1 off point. So these are the different properties you have to decide a domain as a nice domain. If you apply all these properties easily on a domain, that we say that the domain is a nice domain. Okay. In tomorrow class, we are going to discuss about ugly domains. Ugly domains. So thank you all. We meet in tomorrow class. Thank you.